Letting go of someone who has hurt you isn't just an act of physical or emotional distancing, it's a journey inward, a deeply transformative process that can change how you see life and, more importantly, how you see yourself. Carl Jung, one of the great pioneers in exploring the human soul, left us an essential truth. We cannot free ourselves from what we haven't understood, and therein lies the real challenge of letting go. Many times when someone wounds us, we look for answers outside ourselves. We want to blame, find reasons, or even cling to the pain because we believe that suffering has a purpose. But Jung invites us to look in another direction. He tells us that this pain, this sense of loss or betrayal, is nothing more than a reflection of something much deeper happening within us. Letting go doesn't mean ignoring what happened or trying to forget. Letting go means accepting, integrating, and learning from that experience so you can be reborn from a place of greater authenticity. When someone hurts us, a mechanism Jung described as projection is triggered. That is, we see in that person aspects of ourselves we haven't recognized or have rejected. It's as if that relationship becomes a mirror, forcing us to face our own shadows, those parts of our personality we've hidden because they feel uncomfortable or painful. And here's where the opportunity for transformation arises. By facing those shadows, by accepting them, we free ourselves, not only from the person who hurt us, but also from the power that experience held over us. Think for a moment about someone who has hurt you deeply. Maybe it was a partner, a friend, a family member. Now reflect. What emotions did that relationship awaken in you? Insecurity, fear, anger? Those emotions aren't random. They're the language of the unconscious, the way your psyche shows you what you need to work on to grow. Every difficult relationship, every moment of pain, is an invitation to look beyond the surface and discover what's truly happening inside you. The act of letting go begins with recognizing that we can't change others, but we can change how those experiences affect us. Jung said that what we deny doesn't disappear. On the contrary, it grows stronger and ends up controlling our lives in subtle but profound ways. So when you decide to face your emotions, accept your pain, and explore what that relationship taught you, you're taking the first step toward true liberation. Letting go isn't weakness. It's an act of courage and acknowledgement that you deserve better. Not because the other person is bad, but because you've evolved. It's understanding that life isn't about clinging to what no longer resonates with you, but about making space for things that are truly aligned with your essence. And this process requires honesty, time, and above all, self-love. When you choose to let go, something magical happens. You start to reclaim your energy, your mental clarity, and most importantly, your connection with yourself. It's as if, by releasing what weighed you down, you could finally breathe again. Jung believed that personal transformation doesn't happen in moments of stability, but in chaos. It's in those moments of confusion and pain where the greatest opportunities for growth are found. Let me tell you something you may not have heard before. The person who hurt you isn't your enemy. They're your teacher. That relationship, as painful as it may have been, came into your life to show you something you needed to see. Maybe it was a boundary you didn't know you had to set, or perhaps a sign that you were neglecting important parts of yourself. Whatever it was, that experience had a purpose, and by understanding it, you can free yourself from resentment and turn that pain into wisdom. When you truly decide to let go, a powerful transformation occurs. It's not just about physically letting go of a person, but also releasing the emotional and mental chains that tie you to that pain. Jung taught that our psyche has a natural healing mechanism, but this process can only activate when we stop resisting change. That is, when we accept that the past can't be changed and that our only responsibility is to learn from it to build a fuller present. Think about the emotional weight you carry every time you hold on to someone who hurt you. That weight doesn't just consume your energy, it also takes up space you could be dedicating to things that truly nourish, motivate, and help you grow. Jung described this as a blockage in the flow of psychic energy. When your energy is trapped in resentment or sadness, you don't have access to your true potential. But by letting go, you release that energy and allow it to flow toward what really matters in your life. It's important to understand that letting go doesn't mean erasing the love or appreciation you felt for someone, nor does it mean denying the pain that relationship may have caused. Letting go means honoring what was, accepting the lessons it left you, and opening yourself to a new chapter. It's an act of self-love because by letting go, you're choosing your well-being above all else. And when you do this, you send a clear message to your unconscious. I deserve better. One of Jung's most impactful concepts is integration. He believed we couldn't achieve a full life without integrating every part of ourselves, the good and the bad. When you let go, you're not erasing the experience. You're integrating it. You're acknowledging its impact on you, but also choosing not to let that impact define who you are or who you can become. Often people resist letting go because they fear the emptiness it will leave behind. This fear is natural. Jung described it as the fear of the unconscious, of the unknown within ourselves. But that emptiness isn't something to fear. It's something to embrace. Because in that empty space, you can plant new seeds, create new opportunities, and most importantly, reconnect with your essence. Have you ever felt that? By letting go of a relationship or situation, something inside you lights up? This isn't a coincidence. It's your unconscious responding to your decision to free yourself. It's as if, by leaving behind what no longer serves you, your psyche has room to heal and regenerate. This process can be slow, but every small step you take toward emotional freedom brings you closer to an authentic and full life. Jung taught us that the path to wholeness isn't linear. There will be days when you feel strong and able to let go of everything weighing you down, and others when the past seems to pull you back. This is normal. Healing isn't a single event, but an ongoing process. But every time you choose to move forward, every time you decide to let go a little more, you're building a solid foundation for a life more aligned with your truth. It's at this point that many people discover something incredible. By letting go, they not only free themselves from emotional weight, but also start attracting things that truly resonate with their authenticity. It's as if the universe responds to your decision to release what didn't serve you, bringing new opportunities, healthier relationships, and more meaningful experiences into your life. According to Jung, this isn't a coincidence. It's a reflection of the synchronicity between our inner and outer worlds. Imagine for a moment what you could create in your life if you chose to let go of what's holding you back. Think about the space that would open up for your dreams, your passions, your goals. Every time you choose to release something that no longer resonates with you, you're taking a step toward a more authentic version of yourself. And this is the greatest gift you can give yourself, the chance to be you, without restrictions, without burdens, and without the weight of the past. The moment you decide to let go, something magical begins to happen. It's as if the weight you carried for so long starts to dissolve, and in its place, a space of clarity and freedom opens up. But this magic doesn't happen by chance. It happens because you're making a conscious decision to leave behind what doesn't belong to you, what doesn't nourish you, and what no longer fits in your life. Carl Jung had a very clear vision of these internal transformations. He reminded us that life is in constant change, and often our suffering comes from resisting that truth. We cling to people, ideas, or situations because we fear the emptiness that letting go will leave behind. But that emptiness isn't an enemy. That emptiness is a sacred space, an invitation to create something new, something that truly reflects who you are in this moment of your life. Think of a room full of old things, objects that once had value but now just take up space. You can't fill it with something new if you don't first clean it out, if you don't decide what deserves to stay and what needs to go. The same happens with your relationships and the emotions you carry. By letting go, you're cleaning your internal space, allowing new energies, people, and opportunities to find their way to you. One of Jung's deepest teachings is that relationships are a mirror of our psyche. The people we attract into our lives, especially those who cause us pain, reflect parts of ourselves we haven't yet recognized or accepted. This doesn't mean we should stay in toxic relationships to keep learning, but it does mean that when we let go, we have the responsibility to look inward and ask, what did this experience teach me? What can I learn from this relationship to avoid repeating this pattern in the future? Letting go isn't a passive act. It's an active process of reflection and transformation. It's giving yourself permission to feel the pain, anger, or sadness that may come up when letting go, but also giving yourself permission to imagine a better future, one where you're not chained to the wounds of the past. Jung believed that only by facing our emotions with honesty could we integrate them and free ourselves from their power. Resistance to change is natural. We cling because we believe what we know, even if it's painful, is safer than the unknown. But Jung would say that the unknown is precisely where our greatest opportunity for growth lies. That leap into the void, that decision to leave behind what hurts you, is the first step toward a more authentic and full life. As you progress in this process, you'll start to notice something incredible. The people you used to attract, the situations that seem to repeat over and over, will no longer have the same power over you. It's as if something inside you has changed, and that internal transformation begins to reflect in the outer world. This is what Jung called synchronicity, the phenomenon where external events seem to align perfectly with your inner world. When you choose to let go, you're sending a powerful message to the universe. You're saying, I'm ready for something better. I'm ready for what truly deserves to be in my life. And the universe responds. New people arrive, unexpected opportunities appear, and above all, you begin to experience an inner peace you may have forgotten was possible. But this doesn't mean the path is easy. There will be moments of doubt, days when the past tries to pull you back. It's in those moments when you most need to remind yourself why you chose to let go in the first place. Not because it was easy, but because you knew you deserved it. You deserved to be free from the emotional weight, from the invisible chains tying you to a version of yourself that no longer exists. Every act of letting go is an act of self-love. It's a reminder that your emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being is more important than any relationship that harms you. And this self-love isn't selfishness. It's the foundation of everything. Because when you're at peace with yourself, when you've released the burdens of the past, you have more to give to others. Your light becomes brighter, your energy more magnetic, and your life more aligned with who you truly are. In this process of letting go, it's crucial to ask yourself a key question. Who am I without this relationship? Without this emotional burden? Without this past that has defined me until now? This question, though simple, has the power to completely shift your perspective. Jung taught us that to become truly free, we need to let go of identifying with the pain and the stories we've told ourselves over and over. When someone hurts you, it's easy to get trapped in a narrative of victimhood. We think, why did they do this to me? What did I do to deserve this? But Jung would say this narrative is only part of the truth. Instead of staying in the why, he'd invite you to ask, what is this experience showing me about myself? What can I learn from this that will allow me to grow and evolve? Because in the end, pain doesn't have to be a punishment. It can be a teacher. Letting go also means accepting that we can't control others, their actions, their decisions. It's liberating to understand that we're not responsible for how they treat us, but we are responsible for how we let it affect us. Jung spoke of the importance of setting clear boundaries, not just with others, but with ourselves. How many times have you let your thoughts take you back to a place of suffering? Letting go also means setting that internal boundary, telling yourself, I'm not going to feed this cycle of pain anymore. The act of letting go isn't about forgetting or downplaying what happened, nor is it about justifying the other person's behavior. Letting go means honoring what was, learning from it, and then releasing the energy you've been using to hold on to that pain. It's a declaration of emotional independence. It's looking forward with the certainty that what's coming is better, not because it's perfect, but because now you're more aware of who you are and what you deserve. Remember this, the people who come into your life, even those who hurt you, serve a purpose. Some are here to teach you lessons, others to walk with you through certain chapters of your story, and others simply to reflect aspects of yourself that need healing. But none of these people define who you are. That's something only you can do. Jung spoke of the importance of integrating life's experiences, even the most painful ones. By doing so, we become more whole, stronger, and more authentic. Jung believed that every difficult relationship, every conflict we face, is an opportunity to integrate parts of ourselves that have been hidden. This is especially true with relationships that hurt us. These relationships have a unique way of bringing our insecurities, fears, and deepest wounds to the surface. And though facing them can be painful, it's also a unique opportunity to heal. When you decide to let go, you're not denying what happened. You're choosing not to let it control your life. You're choosing to free yourself so you can create something new, something aligned with your true self. This act of liberation is one of the most powerful things you can do because it doesn't just transform your relationships. It transforms how you relate to yourself. Imagine for a moment what your life would be like if you stopped carrying the weight of what was done to you. How would your days change if instead of focusing on the pain, you focused on what you can build from now on? This is Jung's invitation, to see letting go not as a loss, but as a gain. Because every time you choose to let go, you're gaining clarity, peace, and above all, the chance to be true to yourself. It's important to remember that letting go is a process, not a single event. There will be days when you feel strong and determined, and others when memories and emotions might pull you back. In those moments, instead of fighting your feelings, Jung would encourage you to observe them with curiosity. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this? What part of me needs attention or care right now? By doing this, you're not just letting go of the other person, you're also taking care of yourself. Over time, you'll realize that the act of letting go doesn't just free you from pain, it connects you to a more authentic version of yourself. A version not defined by past wounds but by the wisdom and strength you've gained from facing them. This is the final gift of letting go. It brings you back to yourself. And from that place of wholeness, you can start building a life that truly reflects who you are and what you value. Something fascinating happens when you begin to let go. You realize the world doesn't stop. Instead, new opportunities start to appear, as if the universe is responding to your courage to release what no longer served you. Carl Jung spoke of synchronicity, that strange coincidence that seems to happen when you're in harmony with your inner self. It's as if, by letting go, you open a door you couldn't see before, a door to a future full of possibilities that were once blocked by the weight of the past. As you move forward in this process, it's important to remember that letting go doesn't mean you'll never recall what happened. There will be moments when the past knocks on your door, when certain places, words, or even songs take you back to those memories. But here's the key. Those memories won't have the same power over you anymore. Because by working on your healing, by facing your emotions and embracing your shadows, you'll have transformed that pain into something much deeper. Wisdom. Wisdom to recognize what you truly want in life. Wisdom to set clear boundaries. Wisdom to know that your worth doesn't depend on how others treat you, but on how you treat yourself. Jung said the journey to wholeness begins with accepting ourselves as we are, with our light and our shadows. And this process, though challenging, is the path to an emotional freedom that's priceless. Think about what it means to free yourself emotionally. It's living without fear, guilt, or resentment. It's waking up each day knowing you control your energy, your emotions, your decisions. It's looking to the future with hope instead of to the past with regret. And best of all, it's realizing you have the power to create the life you truly want. A life based on your truth, not on the wounds others have left behind. Often we think letting go of someone who hurt us means losing something, but what you're really doing is gaining. You're gaining space for yourself, for your dreams, for authentic relationships. You're gaining clarity about who you are and what you need to be happy. And above all, you're gaining the chance to be free, not just from others, but from the stories that have held you back for so long. Because in the end, it's not about avoiding pain, it's about transforming it. And that transformation begins when you choose to let go. As you follow this path, you'll notice something wonderful. You'll start attracting people and situations aligned with your truth. You'll no longer feel the need to fight or force things to fit. Everything will begin to flow more naturally, more authentically. And this flow isn't an accident. It's the direct result of your decision to let go and live in harmony with yourself. It's in this state of alignment where you can experience true wholeness. You'll no longer be trapped in cycles of pain or resentment. Instead, you'll be free to explore, create, and connect with the world in ways you never imagined. This is the true reward of letting go. Not just freedom from what hurts you, but the chance to rediscover who you are at your purest essence. As you progress in the process of letting go, It's important to remember that it's not a final destination, but an ongoing journey of self-discovery. Every step you take toward your emotional freedom brings you closer to a more authentic and full version of yourself. Carl Jung showed us that true power doesn't lie in external circumstances, but in our ability to look within, embrace our shadows, and transform our experiences into life lessons. The pain that once seemed insurmountable begins to lose its strength when you choose to face it with honesty and courage. You realize that wounds don't define you. What truly defines you is how you choose to heal and grow from them. By letting go of those who hurt you, you're not just releasing people or situations. You're freeing yourself from the invisible chains that tied you to a cycle of suffering. This is the gift of letting go, a rebirth. It's like opening the windows of a dark room and letting sunlight in. It's an act of self-love that not only transforms your life, but also inspires others to do the same. Because when you choose to heal, when you choose to free yourself, you become a living example of what's possible. Now I want to invite you to reflect. What are you willing to let go of today to move closer to the life you truly want? What relationships, beliefs, or fears can you leave behind to create space for something new? The answers to these questions have the power to change your path and, with it, impact the people around you. If this message resonated with you, if you feel there's something here that can help others, I invite you to share it. This content isn't just for you. It could be the light someone else needs right now. Leave your comment below and tell me which part of this message touched your heart or what action you're willing to take to transform your life. Your words can inspire others, and together we can build a community of transformation, growth, and authenticity. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell so you don't miss our upcoming messages. Every time you share, comment, or engage, you're helping this message reach more people who need to hear it. Imagine the impact we could have if together we spread this message of healing and self-discovery. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. We're all learning, growing, and letting go of what no longer serves us. And by doing so, we're creating a world where more people can live in peace, aligned with their truth and connected to their essence. This is the moment to take that first step, because when you change, you inspire others to change, and together we can make this world a better place. Thank you for being here, for listening, and above all, for being part of this family. See you in the next video. Remember, the change begins with you.